Yeah, Little Big Town and Little White Church.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And our question today has a little bit of a, we'll just put it very mildly and nice, a little bit of a generational gap right here, because we all know that, we'll, as a part of the older generation, Gen X right here, we survived. We say things, and sometimes some of the older people say things that, the younger kids just don't get, right? Yeah. And vice versa. A lot of the younger kids will say things and certain phrases that the older generation would just, just a little bit lost in translation, so to speak. Say, for instance, a Gen Xer might say, hey, that's not going to cut the mustard. And the Gen Z person will be looking at you going like, what does mustard have to do with this, right? We can be honest in saying that. So my question for you today is more about things that have been said today that don't make sense, say about 20, 30 years ago, right? What is completely normal sentence today that would have made no sense, say about 20, 30 years ago? I'll give you a couple examples. Sayings like, it's amazing in the air fryer. What's an air fryer? I thought that was a campfire, right? Or, I'll Venmo you later. Or, I've been thinking about getting off social media, but I just can't quit. It's really not good for my mental health. No, it's not. Or, I think this one is actually, got COVID, so spent the weekend getting DoorDash and streaming true crime podcasts. That sentence would have made no sense. Actually, that one would have made no sense just about, 10 years ago almost. So my question once again, what is a completely normal sentence today that would have made no sense 10, 20, 30 years ago, right? Think about it. Let me know your answers by giving me a call or sending that text message 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And as always, we are live on our social media pages as well. We do a little extra online. So, let me know your answers by giving me a call, sending that text, or leaving your comments on our social media. Our question for the day today, what is a completely normal sentence today that would have made no sense 30 years ago? Like, I have to go charge my car. No, not the battery in my car. The entire car needs charging. Yeah, that's another good one. Let me know your answers to our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Okay, exclusively up on our social media pages, because, it's amazing how much the world has changed just even in the past, say, 10, 15 years. 15 years ago, we didn't have a lot of smartphones. I think the Blackberries and even the iPhone were just barely beginning back then. Can you believe that? And yeah, so there's a lot of things that 15, 20 years ago were just not making sense. In fact, I understood YouTube just had an anniversary recently, so they haven't even been around for a while. But if you think back to like 20, 30 years ago, if you were to say something today that you were telling yourself, your 15, 20, or 30-year-old self in the past, would it make sense, or would you just be going like, what? You're out of your mind. Another couple examples, fake news, or she's an influencer. That would mean an entirely different thing 20, 30 years ago. So go ahead and let me know your answers. Our question of the day today, what is a completely normal sentence today that would make no sense to someone, say, 20, 30 years ago? Go ahead and let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, and of course, you can always leave your comments down below. And that way you can go ahead and, let me know your answers. Just got a couple of text messages. Just Google it. Yeah. What are you talking about? What's a Google, right? Or also email me the pictures. That one would not make sense to a lot of people from 30 years ago. We're talking mid-90s there. That's a good one right there. A couple of answers there. And once again, you can give me your answers, call in, text in, or just leave your comments below. In the meantime, let's take a look at what is going on in and around the world. Apparently, 230 million Americans are in the grip of a polar vortex, with many cities experiencing record-breaking cold. So, like I said, some people are very, very cold out there right now. I'm kind of happy I live in a desert. In fact, it is so cold, I heard that the polar plunge has been postponed because it is too cold. A polar plunge in Waco, Texas has been postponed because it really is too cold. They'll go ahead and schedule that later, and that is used to help benefit Special Olympics in Texas. Let's see what else is going on. Wendy's new Thin Mint Frosty will debut today. I think I know where I'm going this afternoon. Taco Bell and Milk Bar have joined forces to offer a birthday cake churro filled with frosting and sprinkles. That actually sounds pretty good. Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce has boosted the NFL by nearly $1 billion. It is the Taylor Swift effect. Say that to someone 20, 30 years ago, they wouldn't have no idea what you're talking about. HBO has officially set a premiere date for the second season of Last of Us. First season was really, really good. And this one made me laugh because Donald Trump has temporarily, mind you, replaced the Resolute desk in the Oval Office because Elon Musk's son, X, he was in the Oval Office a few days ago, appeared to wipe a burger on it. So it's getting refurbished. Donald Trump is a little bit of a germaphobe, so I can understand that one right there. Let's see. Someone just sent me another answer. Meet my AI boyfriend / girlfriend. Yep, that one would make absolutely no sense unless it was a future talking to robots and stuff like that. That's a good one right there. Once again, I am looking for answers for our question of the day. And that is very simply, what is a completely normal sentence today that would have made no sense to someone 15, 20, 30 years ago, at least? What is a saying today? Oh, and I almost forgot, just one more update as far as our egg problem that we have been having. Families are beating high egg prices by renting out chickens. Yes, the rent the chicken to combat rising egg prices. This is a real thing. Apparently, packages start at about $675. There's always somebody that's willing to make a buck off of a problem. I'll put it that way. Once again, looking for your answers for our question of the day. What is a completely normal sentence today that would have made no sense, say, 20, 30 years ago? Let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, or just leave your comments down below for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.